Fans are tuning in across the globe with looks of jealousy and anxiety as we prepare for the grand final. Hello, I'm Dennis Cometti. Today it's Greater Western Sydney versus the Eagles. Welcome to the MCG. Joining me is former Richmond full forward, the great Matthew Richardson.
Thanks, Dan.
Richo, can you tell us what's going through the players' minds before they get out on the ground?
Panic, anticipation and general nerves. There's nothing like the pressure of a final.
Just they run on in full confidence. They're looking sharp and the crowd are appreciating it. The battles look great as the players get set to run through them. Just 5 minutes to go.
There's a big sound.
Big roar. Greater Western Sydney enter the arena.
Of the mighty giant.
Daniel's ready for the players.
The other teams are quaking.
5 minutes remaining.
For the giant. We take the longest strides and the highest leap. We're stronger.
What an atmosphere for this grand final.
They should really spend some time lapping this up. They deserve it.
Only 5 minutes remaining. Just 5 minutes to go. Only 5 minutes remaining. Umpire tosses the coin. Greater Western Sydney winning the toss. Well, they say patience is a virtue, but if we wait any longer for the siren to kick things off, I'm sure this crowd will get a little unruly and maybe take matters into their own hands. And the grand final is underway.
This is the most pressure-filled bounce of the entire season.
Giles without a touch. The clearance by Edwards goes by hand. Johnston puts it on the boot. Studley takes an uncontested mark. 45 metres out. A 45-degree angle for this kick. Going for goal number one. Is it high enough, long enough, straight enough? Good start by the Giants. Like a banana through a letterbox. What a wonderful goal. The umpire set to bounce to restart the game. Big thump from Edwards. Dynamite kicks it from the pack. Great mark. Played on. Penetrating hand pass. Francis takes a shot. A magnificent kick right through the middle. The first goal for Francis. The Eagles already trailing by an uncomfortable margin. The ruckmen giving each other the ice-cold killer stare-downs as they wait for the bounce, guided by Giles. Dynamite with the kick. Jones has it.
GWS have been looking to break the defensive lines with more run and carry and avoid kicking to contests. This has seen a distinct reduction in the amount of marks they are taking, and it's telling on the scoreboard.
Sends it on its way. With the ball now. Goes wide for a behind. The Eagles not doing so well at this stage. Shepherd waiting to bring it back into play. Great mark. Talking to a football doesn't do much good unless you do it while your opponent is lining up. Going for goal number 1. Perfect kick. Greater Western Sydney off to a good start. The ruckmen steal themselves before the bounce. Both rucks have a fair shot at this one. Clean tap by Edwards. Francis picks it up, finding the running player. Approaching the goals now. No contest for that mark. Lobs the pass. A goal for the Giants, and they stretch out their lead. That's 4 in a row for Greater Western Sydney. The Eagles is risking falling too far behind way too early. The ruckmen giving each other the ice-cold killer stare-downs as they wait for the bounce. Clean tap by Edwards. Clean hands with a difficult bouncing ball. Francis got under it.
Francis has some great leadership skills, and leadership is about getting other players involved and being able to take it as well as dishing it out. The only way you're going to get respect from your teammates. The huge kick makes it through the goals. GWS are really looking the goods with the lead over West Coast.
The ruckmen giving each other the ice-cold killer stare-downs as they wait for the bounce.
Dynamite has the football, sending it on its way. Jones with the mark, puts boot to ball. Great move to be able to work into an uncontested position. It's played on.
Projectile dysfunction, serious problem. Nice mark there. Talking to a football doesn't do much good unless you do it while your opponent is lining up. Going for goal number 3. A goal for Greater Western Sydney. 3 goals so far. Well done. The Giants have scored the last 5 goals. There's already some distress for West Coast. The ruckmen conscious of where their teammates are. They wait for the bounce. Claimed by Giles. Lucky bounce collected. Booted by McNasty. And the ball goes over the boundary near the 50. The Giants coach using the bench. Hill kicking the skin off that one. Stuck the mitts out and held on to it. Jones shoots off the handball. Francis sends the ball on its way. Talking to a football doesn't do much good unless you do it while your opponent is lining up. Casey gets the mark without contest. Be decisive. Come on, be decisive. A wrong decision is generally less disastrous than indecision. Casey taking a chance at goal. The Giants get a goal. The first goal for Casey. This lead getting bigger now.
The Giants are just really comfortable kicking for goal on the run because it's just an extension of their normal field kicking, and they have absolutely no issues there.
A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the ruckmen unleash. Good tap from Jacques. Gets the ball out of heavy traffic. Approaching the goals now. Studley with an easy mark. A routine, strictly speaking, is not a routine if you have to think about it. The kick from almost straight in front of the goals. Going for goal number 2. It's going. Greater Western Sydney lead West Coast by 49. Umpire has the ball, ready for the centre bounce. Clean tap out of the ruck. Dynamite comes away with the ball. Sweeping handball. Gets boot to high. Studley wins the marking contest. Be decisive. Come on, be decisive. A wrong decision is generally less disastrous than indecision. The umpire says play on. Probing kick inside the 50. A routine, strictly speaking, is not a routine if you have to think about it. Counting down, we've hit the 90-second mark. Ching lining up. Ching lets fly with a shot at goal. Greater Western Sydney lead the Eagles. The rucks prepare to go at it for this bounce. The bounce is straight up and down.
Dishes it off to the running player. Gee, a long kick there. Great move to be able to work into an uncontested position. Passes by hand. Sending it on its way.
Clark hand passes it. Jams it on the boot. Carried with clean hands for a difficult bouncing ball. Nice work from Eo. Not a pretty drop punt, but it gets away okay.
Mitchell may not be the first guy you'd follow into battle, but you're glad that he's on your team, that's for sure. Handballs it into open space. The ball is out of bounds, and the ball crosses over the boundary.
Ruckman vying for the better position. Jacques gets onto the ball, kept alive under pressure. The ball came out of the pack like a wet salmon. Kick short, waiting for some men to free up down the field. Takes possession, sends the ball out into space. Jones clearly doesn't get enough attention. Approaching the goals now. Jones takes a shot. It's gone through for a magnificent behind. The Giants lead West Coast 56-0. The defence are doing a decent job of making kicking out difficult, so I'd suggest he takes his time and just looks for the right option. With the ball now. Studley going for number 3. A magnificent kick right through the middle. That's number 3. The Giants with the ascendancy over the Eagles, leading the match 62-0. The Rucks prepare to go at it for this bounce. Here's the bounce. Jacques with the punch. We'll go to Richo for the stats.
GWS leading the kicking stats by a considerable margin on 33. West Coast behind with only 5 and may have a hard time catching up. The Giants way out in front of West Coast with the possessions, 82% next to their name. Not a lot of difference in the tackling stats. The Giants are slightly ahead with 6-0.
Hadn't thought of it quite like that, Richard. Second quarter, here. Bounce is dead straight. Edwards decisively. Johnston with the football. And the ball goes sailing out of bounds. sends it on its way. Be decisive. Come on, be decisive. A wrong decision is generally less disastrous than indecision. Approaching the goals now. Dynamite just makes the goal line. The Giants have scored the last 10 goals. Greater Western Sydney leads by 68. The ruckman, conscious of where their teammates are, they wait for the bounce.
Quick hands finding the running player. Puts boot to ball. Good mark. It's played on. Jones takes a shot. If that was basketball, you'd call that from downtown. The Giants arrive at West Coast.
All is in readiness. Here we go. Punched by Edwards, booted by Giles. Mark with the mark. They've conceded possession. Velvet Sledgehammer, a good crummer. Gets the ball free. McNasty failing to get near it, Richo. It takes two to make a thing go right. Misses the goal and goes through for a behind. Greater Western Sydney in front.
West Coast are trying to take this game on, but their disposal hasn't been great and they're being punished on the turnover. They just need to slow it down a little and look for a safer option. Sending it on its way. A nice contested mark. Lining it up with the goal now.
It's in the air. Score for Greater Western Sydney. That's 4 goals. This one gives them an even bigger lead. The umpire set to bounce to restart the game. Giles without a touch. The clearance by Edwards. Kicked by Johnston. No contest for that mark. Curry is streaming past and gets the footy. Stuck the mitts out and held on to it. Kicked by Shepherd. Simply outplayed the opposition there. 35 metres out. A set shot on a 45-degree angle. Now this shouldn't be too hard for Jacques. Jacques hammers the ball for goal. Pinpoint accuracy from Jacques. This lead getting bigger now. Greater Western Sydney by 87.
Jacques has the ability, I think, to be a 20 to 30 a goal season player.
The umpire set to bounce to restart the game. Edwards guides it. Has it now. Jams it on the boot now. Almost a touch of synchronised swimming about that mark, minus the peg. Marston has caught him for holding the ball. Pumps the pigskin. Strong mark. Jacques boots it. Takes control of the bouncing ball. Get that weak shiitake mushroom out of here. Strong mark. From this angle, it's a bit like flossing an alligator. Not easy. 25 metres out. Studley kicks hard along the boundary line. Out of bounds in the pocket. Both ruckmen standing their ground. Edwards taps it. Has it now. Approaching the goals now. Johnston certainly sends it a long way, but not always with the right postcode. The Giants leads by 88.
The Eagles are trying to take this game on, but their disposal hasn't been great and they're being punished on the turnover. They just need to slow it down a little and look for a safer option. He could not have kicked that any better.
A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the ruckman unleash. Edwards wins the tap. Terrible timing by Giles. Walker with a kick out of the pack. A good mark under the circumstances with the quick hands. Pinpoint accuracy from Dynamite. A second goal in the bag. Greater Western Sydney lead the Eagles 100-0.
GWS has an abundance of quality mids and small forwards, and they are just running rings around the Eagles. They aren't worried about playing on because they know they're probably going to get better shots at goal on the run.
Umpire. More bounce than a dodgy check. Just 2 minutes to go. The ball in the hands of Johnston. Marks. Jones gets a less than pretty drop putt away. Don't take too long lining up for goal. Invariably, the mind messes up more shots than the body. Dynamite steers the ball towards goal. It's shaved the post. The Giants in front. We'll look for a quick option here. A pinpoint pass is the key. Jacques takes a shot. Greater Western Sydney lead the Eagles.
You get the feeling the Eagles are just kicking and hoping, and that's why they're getting hurt on the turnover. Andrew misses the ball. McNasty picks up the loose ball. Puts boot to ball. Good mark. Lining it up with the goal now.
Studley steers the ball towards goal. The Giants with a handy break, leading the Eagles 108-0. All is in readiness. Umpire bounces the ball. Deft touch from Edwards. Johnston with the ball. Marks. Be decisive. Come on, be decisive. A wrong decision is generally less disastrous than indecision. The ball is slammed towards goal by Dynamite. That's a very well executed goal. This lead getting bigger now. The Giants in front. You can feel the intensity build as both ruckmen prepare for the bounce. Punch by Edwards. Green gets the ball. Gets the ball out of heavy traffic. Jacques grabs that one. Goes by hand. McNasty shoots it. McNasty slots the goal, and they stretch out their lead. The Giants with a handy break, leading West Coast 120-0.
The Giants has an abundance of quality mids and small forwards, and they are just running rings around West Coast. They aren't worried about playing on because they know they're probably going to get better shots at goal on the run.
Approaching the goals now, going for goal number 1. Goes wide for a behind. The Giants lead West Coast.
West Coast have been really sloppy with the ball, and as such have been caught on numerous occasions, and more importantly, they've been hurt on the scoreboard. That's a mark. Lining it up with the goal now. The ball's travelling. If that was basketball, you'd call that from downtown. It's the Giants with the lead over the Eagles.
The Rucks prepare to go at it for this bounce. The bounce is dead straight. Edwards punches it, takes possession, puts boot to ball. Strong mark.
Distance is not a problem, it's all about the accuracy.
Played on. Launch long by Studley. And that ball is out of bounds. Naitanui sends the ball on its way. Concentration comes out of a combination of confidence and hunger, so they tell me. Out of bounds in the pocket. What do the stats look like, Richo?
West Coast doing poorly on the scoreboard and have the stats to prove it.
Cheers, Richo. With a half left to play in this grand final, let's hope we see a renewed effort after the break. The ball has been bounced. Edwards really gets onto this one. Hand passes. Out of bounds on the full by Johnston. The ball crosses the line. Choose to kick it. And the mark will be paid. Not a pretty drop punt, but it gets away okay. A routine, strictly speaking, is not a routine if you have to think about it. Jacques going for number 2. Goal to Greater Western Sydney. That's number 2. The Giants with the ascent. The umpire set to bounce to restart the game.
GWS have just been so dominant in the ruck, and that's been able to give their midfielders so much time and space, and that's why they lead this match. Shepherd boots it. Puts boot to ball. That's a great goal. The Giants are in front.
Umpire has the ball, ready for the centre bounce. Clean tap out of the ruck. He gets his hands on the footy. Pritis feeds it wide. Nice work from Green. Jams it on the boot now. A mark by Dynamite. That kick has covered a very long distance. Casey marks. Talking to a football doesn't do much good unless you do it while your opponent is lining up. Great mark. Let's have the shot at goal is as good as the delivery. Johnston takes a shot. A goal for Greater Western Sydney. Johnston makes the hat-trick. The Giants with a handy break, leading West Coast 145-0. The umpire set to bounce to restart the game.
Dishes it off to the running player. Puts boot to ball. Velvet Sledgehammer with the spill. Jacks has a kick. Shocking kick, nowhere near the target.
Out of bounds near the goal. Gets the kick out of the defensive 50. Casey from behind. 50 metres out. Johnston having no trouble taking that one. Jacques has it. Don't take too long lining up for goal. Invariably, the mind messes up more shots than the body. 20 metres out. In the same spot, Tiger Woods with a 9-iron as a safer bet. The Giants with a handy break, leading the Eagles 151-0. Both ruckmen have their eyes on the ball. More bounce than a dodgy check. Edwards gets onto the ball. Sends it on its way. Takes that one strongly. Be decisive. Come on, be decisive. A wrong decision is generally less disastrous than indecision. The ball is hammered towards goal by Velvet Sledgehammer. The Giants with a handy break, leading the Eagles 157-0. A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the ruckman unleash. Punched by Edwards, hand passed by Studley. Gets boot to high. Jones grabs that one.
Play on.
Lobs the handball. Going for goal number 5. Studley slots the goal and they stretch out their lead. The Giants lead the Eagles. You can feel the intensity build as both ruckmen prepare for the bounce. Edwards leave the pinatas for the kids. Francis with the kick. Takes it well.
Long handballs it. Green kicks the ball. Good mark. Lining it up with the goal now.
The ball finds its way into the grateful clutches of the opposition. Talking to a football doesn't do much good unless you do it while your opponent is lining up. 30 metres from home. This should prove an easy angle for Velvet Sledgehammer. The ball is thumped towards goal by Velvet Sledgehammer. Greater West. The ruckman, conscious of where their teammates are, they wait for the bounce. Studley with a big fist on it. Gets the ball out of heavy traffic. The mark is taken by Clark. Let's hope the shot at goal is as good as the delivery. A long way out. A set shot on a 30-degree angle. Jams it on the boot. Edwards grabs that one. Lining up the goal now. 20 metres out. A set shot on a 30-degree angle. Edwards taking a chance at goal. Edwards goes goalward. It's true. The Giants leads by 175. The ruckmen steal themselves before the bounce. The bounce straight down. Studley with the tap. Andrew has the ball. Sends the ball into the 50. Kicks hurriedly. The ball mopped up. Going for goal number 1. Clark just makes the goal line. Greater Western Sydney lead the Eagles by 181. A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the ruckmen unleash. Counting down, we've hit the 90-second mark. Studley knocks it down the field, drops the ball. A clean pickup. Edwards running in, about to kick. Just fell through. This kick stretches the lead. Greater Western Sydney in front. All is in readiness. Methodically, the umpire bounces it beautifully. Edwards directs it down. Booted by Francis. The big kick for goal goes straight through. That's number 2. The Giants bite 193.
GWS are just really comfortable kicking for goal on the run because it's just an extension of their normal field kicking and they have absolutely no issues there.
The Rucks prepare to go at it for this bounce. Great bounce. Cleared by Edwards. Francis has the ball. Webb kicks it from the pack. Nice work from Jones.
Jones has got an amazing vertical leap. Approaching home now. GWS are in front.
You look for a quick option here. A pinpoint pass is the key. Gets it away in the nick of time. Things not looking good for Shepherd. Richo, what does it look like to you?
Yeah, definitely something wrong there. He'll be coming off the ground as quick as he can.
The ruckmen steal themselves before the bounce. There's the bounce. Effective hit out there. Gains possession. Andrew, cool under pressure, releases in time. Johnston getting into position for the kick. Scoops up the ball. Dynamite gathers. Looking for another goal here. Now that miss could prove costly. Greater Western Sydney lead the Eagles by 201. Schofield will take his time. He doesn't want to see it turn over and come back straight over his head. A cool, calm head, clearing it out of defence. Opportunity for Dynamite. A long way out. Played on.
Let's play on.
That was a gutsy effort. Finding the running player. Delivers the footy with a beautiful drop punt. And the mark will be paid.
An elite footballer should slot this every time, Dennis.
Going for goal number 5. Chalk up a goal for the Giants. This kick stretches the lead. Greater Western Sydney beginning to apply their supremacy on the scoreboard with a lead of 207 to nothing. The ruckmen, conscious of where their teammates are, they wait for the bounce. Edwards decisively. Dynamite on the ball at the moment. What do the stats look like, Richo?
If you look at the stats, West Coast don't look crash hot. If you want to look at the scoreboard, they don't look any better.
Much appreciated, Richo. Umpire bounces the ball. Edwards punches with the ball now. Nice drop punt. A good mark under the circumstances. Jacques lines it up. 30 metres out. Looking for another goal here. Jacques with a great kick. It looks like the Giants have this one in the bag. The umpire set to bounce to restart the game. Edwards nicely outclassing Giles. Sends the Sharon on its way. Great mark over the pack. Let's hope the shot at goal is as good as the delivery. With the ball now. Handballs. Going for goal number 2. What a That could be the final nail in the coffin. Umpire has the ball, ready for the centre bounce. Good tap from Edwards. Johnston with the football. Sends it on its way. No good. The Giants are in control of this game.
Look, the Eagles, they can only blame themselves here. The disposal today has been terrible, causing far too many turnovers. He boots it. Andrew marks the ball. It's played on. Puts boot to ball.
There'll be a free kick here for something that obviously happened behind play. Just 4 minutes to go. Gets the kick out of the defensive 50. Casey gets the upper hand. A 45-degree angle for this kick. Going for goal number 2. It's in the air. Jacques claims the ball. A routine, strictly speaking, is not a routine if you have to think about it. Jacques shoots for goal. Greater Western Sydney are nailing the coffin shut. All is in readiness. More bounce than a dodgy check. Giles without a touch. The clearance by Edwards. Launched long by Johnston. The huge kick makes it to the goals. That could be the final nail in the coffin.
The Giants are just really comfortable kicking for goal on the run because it's just an extension of their normal field kicking, and they have absolutely no issues there.
Edwards nicely outclassing Giles. Johnston feeds it wide. Takes that one strongly. Kicks it long. Going for goal number 6. A free kick paid for some off-ball trouble. Hill sends the ball on its way. Stuck the mitts out and held on to it. No contest for that mark. The ball in the hands of Walker. Greater Western Sydney are nailing the coffin shut. Umpire has the ball, ready for the centre bounce. Edwards gets onto the ball, Gaff with the ball. Dynamite collects. Kicks. Scoops up the bouncing ball. Mitchell controls. The loose ball scooped up, sends the Sharon on its way. Strong mark. Sends it on its way. Great mark over the pack.
GWS were dominating in the air and the scoreboard reflects it. The Candyman plays it on, sending it on its way. Bricknell drops the ball. Lacroix with no opposition around.
Velvet Sledgehammer setting up the play, sends it out of the defensive 50. A long way out. A set shot on a 30-degree angle. Clark has it. Choose to kick it. Long, with clean hands for a difficult bouncing ball. Gaff just gauging which way that wind is blowing. Shot by Gaff. He's missed the goal. They really needed a goal there. It looks like they won't bridge the gap before this clock runs out. That kick was asking a bit much of Long. Marks. Opportunity for Gaff. An ideal position to be kicking from. Out on the full. The ball goes over the boundary in the pocket. Ma kicks it. Takes that one strongly.
The Giants have just been so dominant in the marking contests, and it's given them the perfect platform to kick a winning score. Good hand skills there. 90 seconds to go. Jacks with the mark.
Thumps the pigskin. Wins the hard ball. Concentration comes out of a combination of confidence and hunger, so they tell me. Chalk up a goal for the Giants. This one gives them an even bigger lead. That could be the final nail in the coffin. The ruckmen giving each other the ice-cold killer stare-downs as they wait for the bounce. Clean tap by Edwards. Not a pretty drop punt, but it gets away okay. Jones slams it on the boot. It's been intercepted by the opposition. Chips it down towards half forward. Dynamite with the mark.
The Giants are gaining a lot of the advantage through some smart kicks and even better marks inside their forward 50. It's played on. Puts boot to ball. Dynamite marks it.
Dishes it off by hand. Probing kick inside the 50. And over the boundary line she goes. Nat Nui sends the ball on its way, and the mark will be paid. Hill sends the ball on its way. Concentration comes out of a combination of confidence and hunger, so they tell me. Walker chips it to the pocket. The ball over the line. You can see the determination on the ruckman's faces. Edwards punches. Scoops up the ball. Heads up the corridor.
Let's play on.
Puts boot to ball. Great mark under pressure. 25 metres out. 30 metres from home. Shot by Studley. Studley did well then. That could be the final nail in the coffin. You can feel the intensity build as both ruckmen prepare for the bounce. Edwards with the tap. Johnston comes away with the ball. Caught with the ball.
In the ball.
This year's champions are Greater Western Sydney. I don't know who's happier at the moment, the players, the coach, or the fans. Listen to the roar of that crowd.
What a relief. The season's over for another year and these guys are premiers.
Disappointed for the loser. Concerns today they were overwhelmed by a clearly superior team.
Dennis, this was a really disappointing display by fresh coaching.
How did you see the game, Joe?
Sorry, Dan, I've got more important things to think about. But go to the finish and the expiry date's closed.
I wouldn't be surprised if intermingled with that sweat a few tears of pure joy.
The premiers.